We begin with the prayer. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunatu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. May the Lord protect both the teacher and the taught. May the Lord nourish both of us. May the Lord give strength to both of us. May we not dispute the outcome of the teachings. May we not misunderstand each other. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So friends, as it has been announced, our topic is managing inward life. Yes. Actually speaking, when we divide life as outward and inward, then this question arises. Do we really have two lives? One life outward, another life inward. Actually speaking, that is what we understand of life. A part of the life is outward and another part is inward. We make a difference. And there is no congruence between these two lives. That is the problem. Now the question is, are those two lives, outward life and inward life, lives of two different persons? Our practical life experience says that we do make a difference like that. When we are visiting a holy place, a church, a temple, a mosque, our life seems to be holy. We think that that is a holy place, therefore we should behave that way. And when we get out of that place, maybe very little space inside, but when we get out into the vast world, then we think that there we don't need to be holy, religious or spiritual. Only in the shrine, in the temple, in the church we need to be spiritual, but outside we don't need to be spiritual. Now the idea is, we are the same person. I am one person, I have one mind. And this one mind cannot take two contradictory information without making big confusion within itself. Two contradictory information or impression. So there should be confusion. We will find it confusing because mind is the same. Still, we try to see what is there inside the mind, how the whole system of our knowing is formulated. So, we try to find out a meaning in the whole life itself. When we are trying to find out a meaning in the whole life itself, then we cannot exclude any part of this life, either external, outward, or internal, inward. It is not only a personal problem, it is a collective problem, not an individualistic problem that we are talking about, but it is a collective problem. Without transforming the person inside, we cannot behave in a better way outside. As we know, we can learn how to behave with people outwardly. Actions can be trained. We know how to say hello, hi to others, how to be polite to others. Well, the same person, if the same person is facing a challenge, then actually the inside stuff comes out. Therefore they say actions generally do not prove a person. Rather, reactions prove. What way we react to situations. Situations are there, it is always the same for everyone. Challenges in this world are always the same for everyone. It makes a big difference how we respond to the challenges. Our response to the challenges prove how responsible we are. So, reactions do not come from outside, it comes from inside. Actions are trained, but reactions are not. All our trainings, right from the beginning of our journey on the face of this earth, are guided towards the outward life. There is no effort on the part of the society, on the part of families, to train us how to manage life. That is a big problem. If we do not have any work, in spite of our educational, vocational trainings outside, we don't know how to manage ourselves. Sometimes having a lot of time is a big problem. So, if the man inside or the person inside is not transformed, we cannot expect a better behavior or action from that person. And we go from one place to another place and to find a solution to our problems, but we see that the same type of solution same type of problems follow us. Actually speaking, problems do not follow us. We are the same person who is going from this place to that place. Place, challenge, these things are same. But we are the same person. Therefore, how do we expect better result? So, it is necessary that we take care of the inside of a person. How we can change ourselves from inside, then it will be helpful to change something outside. I have taken up this subject. This is a very vast subject, Psychology, religious trainings, scriptural injunctions, they are all aimed at changing our inner life. Outer life is just a projection of what is there inside us. Nothing special about that. It is just a projection. So, there are so many things to speak about the inward journey. I have chosen just a few things which really disturb us, and we need to take care of them seriously. The first thing which disturbs us is a word which is very familiar to us, and most of us suffer from that. It has a big impact in the outside world, but still bigger impact on the inner world. And this word is called doubt. Doubt, if we take care of these two things, faith and doubt, then the inward life becomes meaningful. There are three types of people: materialists, agnostics, then atheists. They belong to this class. Materialists, those who say that matter is all. And another class is spiritualists, who believe in God, in the existence of God, in the benevolent power, saving power of God. Then there is a third type of people. For the first type of people, those who are materialists, they don't have any problem. Those who are out and out spiritual, for them also there is no problem. But then there is another class who are religious materialists. Religious materialists. We follow religion, but our ultimate goal actually is not spiritual emancipation. Moksha is not our ultimate goal. We are following religion so that we can get better solution to our material problems. So we are religious materialists. For us actually the problems will be many. Religious materialists means what? Are they a special kind of people? Actually speaking, the scriptures say that the huge percentage of us belong to this class. Not excluding myself, we belong to that class. We can neither go 100% with the materialists, material philosophy, neither we can go 100% with the spiritual life. We can't deny the spiritual life, at the same time we can't deny the material, this material enjoyments and what we get from material world. We are caught between these two, and the scriptures say, if you are really caught in between the two, then you are saved. And that is what is called spiritual life. Spiritual life is a struggle between the pull of these two things, the material life and spiritual life. There is nothing special. It is just a fight, an internal fight, struggle between these two poles. And there, these two words are the big contributors, doubt and faith. And actually speaking, most of us suffer from doubt more than faith. Most of us suffer from doubt. Therefore we think that we should get rid of doubt. Doubt is bad because doubt is termed or understood to be bad. But actually speaking, the scriptures say that if we do not have doubt, our faith is nothing but superstition. If we do not have doubt, then our faith is nothing but superstition. Actually, it is faith it is doubt which augment our faith. This we must understand. If there is no doubt, then our faith has no meaning. Either we will be realized persons, then we do not have doubts. Otherwise, we are stupid. Faith helps us to strengthen our doubt. That we must understand. Therefore, the scriptures say doubt will go when we actually realize the truth. When we reach our spiritual goal, then only we can say that there is no doubt. Not before that. Scriptures say, Vidyate hridaya granthi siddhyante sarva samsayaha kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. Vidyate hridaya granthi. The knots of our heart, mind will be broken, will be cut asunder. Siddhyante sarva samsaya. Then only all word has meaning. All the doubts will be removed, not before that. Therefore, doubt is a constant companion which helps us, which strengthens our faith. Scriptures come to our help this way. Scriptures are not irrational thinking. Scriptures are not impractical instructions. They are very practical because scriptures are nothing but the record or collection of experiences or successes of successful people. They are a collection of the success stories of successful people. Therefore, they are most practical, more scientific. So, doubt has a big place in our spiritual journey. When we look inside, we turn our gaze from outside, we look inside. Then we see that we need to train ourselves. Even in the outside world, if we are given any work, it is not that we are ready to perform that work unless we are trained. In Germany, we inquired about helping in the soup kitchen like things. Then we got the feedback, those who have training in this work, they will be allowed to help. Otherwise, instead of helping, we may kill somebody. I remember one incident, one gentleman standing in the queue. We were 3 Swamis standing in the queue for checking, and some 2-3 gentlemen in front of us. One of them just fell down there, suffered something, we don't know. One of our Swamis jumped out of the queue, wanted to help. I pulled him back. I said, here you are not allowed to do anything. You are not trained. What will you do there? If you lift this person now, we may kill him. You don't know what happened to him. If you lift this person, you are not trained. And just wait and observe what happens. Then they informed and their medical personnel came and took him out. So if we are not trained, we are not entitled to do anything, even the outside world. To our retreat center, a company sends 2 persons for cleaning. Since it is a public house, we should get this house cleaned by professionals. So for cleaning, there is a form. One person comes who has a master's degree in cleaning. And one person comes who is doing bachelor's, 3 years training under that person. So you are simply astonished how serious each and everything should be. So we need to train ourselves from inside, not only outside. Inside person, if the inside person is not trained, then outside can never be better than this. So in one of the statements of a management guru, I believe it was Peter Drucker, once he was asked amongst so many applications for the post of a CEO, whom would you choose? Then he said, I will choose one who has a doctorate in divinity. This is the word used by a management guru. So we need training from inside. And what is this inside? We know that our material evolution, biological evolution, reached a saturating point with the advent of the Homo sapiens, the wise people. And outside material world, we know it went on expanding. It is also not constant. But in respect of us, humans, Homo sapiens, the biological evolution reached a saturation point. But then psychological evolution took off. And there we need to evolve. That is the idea of spiritual life. Even psychology, the science which is studying the mental or psyche of us, goes on evolving. Those who are familiar with this, they know that the earlier method of talk therapy of Freudian psychology has undergone change. It has been supplemented by the transactional psychology of Eric Berne and others, and further nowadays the positive psychology of these people of flow faith. They talk about flow engagement. May Csikszentmihalyi and John Seligman. These are people and many others. So these are talking about positive psychology. Actually speaking, if you read those books, they are nothing but Vedanta. I started reading one book, I tried to underline nice words, nice sentences. Then I gave up, because then I have to underline all the sentences in the book. They are nothing but Vedanta, positive psychology. So this evolution has to be going on in the psychological level. We need to evolve psychologically as better human beings. Then only we become wise people. So that evolution has to happen because there are more real enemies inside than outside. We have more real enemies inside us than outside. Outside enemies are objects. We can find them and we can fight with them. Objective enemies. But inside enemies are subjective enemies. So we have to take care of them. And there we need to evolve. And there are many big contributors in this field, like faith, doubt, belief, trust, confidence, hope, enthusiasm, inspiration, etc. These are the faculties which have in our mind. But then there are also big people who actually sustain our personality, our egos. And they have big names: greed, delusion, desire, anger, jealousy, envy, pride. These are very nice people, beautiful people inside us. Evolution means that these have to undergo transformation. Sri Ramakrishna says, if you have to desire something, desire for the grace of God. If you have to hate something, hate that you are not yet able to think of God. Like that. So transformation of that has to happen, and that is the idea of positive psychology. Same energy is to be used in a positive way. Energy is there. They are dynamic inside us. The same energy is there. Sri Ramakrishna says, give it a U-turn. U-turn. So we don't spend anything. We don't need anything extra to change our inside. The same thing can be given a positive direction. That is the idea. So we promised that we should deal with these two things, faith and doubt. What is faith? Acceptance of a proposition in trust and confidence. That is called faith. Faith has got a bad name in today's world because they think faith means you believe in something without questioning. That is a trend. That is because some religions say that you cannot question. Whatever the scriptures say, you cannot question those things, those propositions. But Hinduism has given a pride of second place. Second place to reasoning. Formal logic. It is not just reasoning. Formal logic. Second place among the scriptures. There are three pillars of Hinduism: the Vedas, reasoning, and third, the popular stories, mythology. Mythology has the lowest rank, but reasoning and also, that is very formal logic. Indian logic is very complicated. Indian logic has 5 premises, 5 members. So it is very strong logic, and particularly the school of logic in Bengal is still more difficult, more complicated. So they have to check each and every statement in the scripture with the help of pure logic, formal logic. So questioning has been permitted. And that question, what does it do? Questioning means it raises a kind of doubt. What you have said, according to my understanding, it is not acceptable. That is what is called doubt. And that has to be answered. Otherwise I don't get convinced. It does not help. So the faith which is talked about in the scriptures is a faith which always is ready to be tested by doubts or reasoning. It is not just that which is called blind faith. This is a word just we use, this phrase blind faith, but there is nothing called blind or someone which has eyes, vision. Faith is faith, but scriptural faith is that which can stand the test of formal logic or reasoning. It is not afraid of reasoning. Then, second thing we promised to discuss is doubt. As I have said, a doubt, a belief without a place for doubt is not a belief, that is a superstition, as I have said. Doubt, or varieties of doubts are there. In the scriptures they say two types of doubts can be detected easily. They come in groups. One is asambhavana, it can never be possible. This is called asambhavana. This is a doubt. It doubts. There are two types of doubts in this respect, asambhavana, which is not possible. I give an example. Suppose I come here new and ask people here, I have toothache. Do you have a dentist nearby? Then I get the information that somewhere from here, 5 miles from here, there is a dentist. And the name is there, Mr. John. Now I can have doubt. I can doubt about two things here. One is that whether this way will take me to John's house, John's practice, or that way. So I check with Google Map, it tells two ways are possible. So then I doubt which way is better, which way has less traffic. Like that, varieties of doubt may come. That shows that I don't have a toothache. I start doubting, start questioning. If I have a toothache, my question will be very limited. I have to go to the doctor. But if I go on questioning and doubting, there can be hundreds and thousands of alternative possibilities which can be suggested theoretically by the mind. Theoretical suggestions can be many. They are based on our logic. But logic will not solve my toothache, will not reduce my toothache. So if I go on arguing about the means, that does not help much. And the person who more argues about the means, the person does not have problem at all. Therefore, this type of doubt is unfounded doubt, called differentiated from honest doubt. Just doubt. Doubt for doubting, for the sake of doubting. Doubt for doubt's sake. Now this is one kind of doubt which we say it is, to some extent it's okay. Between two ways I can take one. But another dangerous doubt is if I doubt the existence of the doctor itself, whether there is a doctor called John. If I doubt that, then I don't cure my disease. This is clear. Therefore, this type of doubt is dangerous doubt. This type of doubt does not help us. Disastrous doubt. We do have such doubts in many cases. So, these doubts generally do not help us. And these doubts give rise to another idea that if I doubt that whether this is a rope or not, in dark night, in twilight suppose, mild darkness, I see something lying on my way. A long thing, curved. It is there across my way. Then what I say? Then I say, okay, what is there? Then if my mind says there is a snake, then what happens? That I believe that there is a snake because it is long and curved. So snakes are like that. Snakes can be like that. So my doubt whether there is a snake or there is a rope, this is a kind of doubt. I don't know which one is true. This is a doubt which gives rise to a contradictory knowledge. At a long distance in the evening I see someone is standing. Now if I am a thief, I would think that, oh, a cop is standing there. So then I get that fear. So I doubt whether this is a cop or what. Then, but if I approach that person, then I finally see that there is a stump of a tree. No cop, nobody, stump of a tree. So if I leave my doubt there, then showing a contradictory figure there, that cannot be solved. My doubt created a contradictory figure, that cannot be solved. So these doubts are not helpful. That is why they say there is a kind of doubt which is called honest doubt, which will inspire us to have curiosity. Doubt should lead us to inquiry. Swami Vivekananda came to Sri Ramakrishna and he expressed a terrific doubt. If God exists, then God can be realized, can be seen. And he used this word directly, have you seen God? Then Sri Ramakrishna gave the answer. Swami Vivekananda's doubt took him to different places because it is an honest doubt. He wanted to solve the doubt, not to leave the doubt there or to go on doubting. But he wanted to have a solution to that doubt. He came to Sri Ramakrishna, asked, have you seen God? Sri Ramakrishna gave a big answer. He said, yes, I have seen God, and I have seen Him more clearly as I see you. When someone came to same Sri Ramakrishna asked the same question. See, there was a person from some place and he came and asked Sri Ramakrishna, have you seen God? Sri Ramakrishna said, well, who can see God? He said, but you are talking about God? Sri Ramakrishna said, yes, I am talking about God. That is what the scriptures have said. Because Sri Ramakrishna knew that it is not Swami Vivekananda. Yeah. Somebody came to Ramana Maharshi and asked this question, sir, have you seen God? Maharshi stopped there and said, my child, you are not Vivekananda and I am not Sri Ramakrishna. So similarly, we should have competence to ask doubt, to raise doubts. Otherwise doubts will remain doubts, they won't help us. So they say honest doubt. Honest doubt means the doubt that will take us to the solution to that. We have seen in the scriptures there is a big doubt raised and it is solved. In the Kathopanishad, Nachiketa came to Yama, the king of death, to ask a question. What is the question? That I have heard from others. Yeah, some people say that after the death of the body, I survive. Something called self or soul survives the death of the body. Some others say, no, it does not survive. So which one of these two statements is true? And he has come to Yama because Yama is the only person who knows this side and that side of the story. He knows what happens this side, keeps record. Of course he does not do, he has got assistance with computer. And they record what happens, what this person does, what that person does. A huge amount of recording. And they record. And then he knows the other side of the story. After death what happens? He will take someone to this place, that place for some punishment, etc. So he is the person who can answer this question. But then if punishment and reward after death be the solution to this question, then Nachiketa would not have asked this question. Why? Later on, Nachiketa is arguing with him because Yama says, you are too young to ask this question. Even big people have asked this question. Don't ask this question. Rather, I will give you big, long life. I will give you a lot of enjoyments, etc. Be happy with that small child. Don't worry about these things. But he is not a small child. He is a serious person. He said, I want to know the answer from you, because he now what he says, I will not find a teacher like you. Vakta chasya twadrigna anyo labhyo. I will not get a teacher like you. Why? Because you are a god. Gods are famous for their unlimited enjoyments in heaven. Of course, if there is a heaven, that is possible. So they enjoy life. They don't ask any question about life and death. They enjoy. So gods will never ask for the solution of this question. They will never search for what will happen to me if I lose my godhood. Or is there any end to my godhood? Or nothing. They will not ask, because that is not a place to ask such question. Because this is to be asked as human beings, because we are Homo sapiens, wise people, and that has been said by evolutionary biology. Gods cannot undo this type of things. So gods will not generally have this query. But here, Yama had that query, and Yama is the only god who had realization of the reality or truth. I will not find even another god who is like you. That is the answer. Therefore, you have to answer my question. Yama could not do, because he said, I will give you a boon, ask for that boon. He promised that you will come and stay in Pittsburgh or something. That promise has to be fulfilled. Now he is asking for that. Yama is trying to somehow bypass. But this young boy is not a teenager. He is not that stupid. He is very intelligent. Maybe he has done his PhD post or something. Okay. So this Nachiketa asked this question, and Yama has to answer. We will come to that. But the thing is that there are stages of faith. We talked about our doubts. That is fine, but there are stages of faith. We will come back to this doubt portion after we discuss this faith. Faith is not a thing that which can be attained as a flash in our life. It comes as a flash. When I want to have faith, it comes as a flash. No, faith can come through from the beginning of our life. At the early stage, when we are born, we just take all the inputs, information from outside. And it depends on what kind of information we are fed with in the family, how our parents raise us. These are very important things. Faith, when we go to the school, our teachers teach us that 2 plus 2 equal to 4, 2 into 3 equal to 6, 2 plus 3 equal to 5. And we learn it. Because these things are written in our scripture called arithmetic book, and these things are being taught by our guru called teachers, arithmetic teacher, mathematics teacher. So we have faith in the guru, we have faith in the book, and our parents told that you go to them, they will teach you. So all these things are contributors to our faith. That is why we learn without questioning why 2 plus 3 equal to 5 and 2 into 3 equal to 6. We never ask. Even today also, do you ask this question every time? Nobody asks. And on the basis of this, faith stands the whole hard science. Very hard indeed. So, faith actually starts taking root in our mind from the very early stage. and society contributes a lot. There are, you see, the peer pressures you all know. So if I don't drink wine, but there is a peer pressure, they will ask me to drink. Therefore, if they can force me to drink, they can also force me to have faith. One person, young student asked me a question here in Chicago, asked me a question. You say that we can be aware of our divinity or our purpose of life, even among everything, whatever we are doing, the whole day we can be aware of that. But suppose I am doing computer programming, how can I think of God at that time? It is not possible. Do you think it is possible? I should be totally concentrated in that. I said, so you say, you accept that you can't think of God when you are doing computer programming? He said, yes. And I said, it also be true. When you are meditating, you should not think of computer programming. Does it happen like that? No. Are we true to ourselves? This is the question. So we may ask many intelligent questions, but there is always a fallacy if it is not a serious and sincere question. If it is not a honest question, there is a fallacy. Someone told me somewhere, I will not name the place because many people know that place, and the Swamiji, there will be many nonsensical questions here. We may ask you some nonsensical question. If you think you may not answer, I said, no, if you have the right to ask nonsensical question, you should accept that I have the right to tell you how nonsensical they are. He explained to you how nonsensical they are. When we ask a question, we think that we are very intelligent. Well, that is okay, accepted, but the whole life, even till we become adult, in the sense that we have reached 70, 80 years of our age, we do not mature in doubt, in faith, because we mature in doubting, nothing, never solving any doubt. So, faith can start from the beginning, and that has big positive impact on our life. This is a big thing, but most of the time faith is augmented by reasoning, and reasoning is always based on doubt. That's what I have said. You see, many times our doubts are not solved because the scriptural injunctions are sometimes so much binding. I will give you an example. The Gita is so beautiful because Sri Krishna is the teacher there. He is answering questions raised by Arjuna. And what he is saying, he tells Arjuna why it is a duty for Arjuna to take care of his own subjects. That is the idea there. It is not that Sri Krishna is inspiring Arjuna to kill people. It is that he is the king, he has the duty, holy duty of saving his subjects. If killing would be the main idea of Sri Krishna, then when Arjuna asked Krishna, now take my chariot between the two armies, place it at that place from where I can see the two armies, I can know with whom I have to fight. There were Duryodhana, Karna and others. Sri Krishna would have taken the chariot in front of them. And then immediately Arjuna, oh, these people didn't start with this. But no, Sri Krishna did not want to inspire this type of hatred. Sri Krishna wanted to preach his philosophy of life, not death. That is why he brought the chariot in front of those who are not enemies. Grandsires. Bhishma is there, teacher Drona is there. All these great people are there, and he placed the chariot in front of them. Now he put Arjuna in this moral dilemma so that he can solve this dilemma. And in this situation, We cannot think of any explosive challenge in our life than a war field. There, how you behave will prove who you are. And what did Arjuna say? He mixed up duties of two types of lives. He said, it is better for me to take up the vows of monks and go on living with begging, live on alms. Vaikshyam apiha chalope. It is better for me to go and take up the life of a monk and what is this? Mixing up the ideas like that. So Sri Krishna now tells the whole Gita to Arjuna. And what did he say finally? I have told you everything in detail. Now you decide what you will do. Yathechasi tatha kuru. Whatever you think best, do it. He did not say, because I have said you have to do it. He said, Yathechasi tatha kuru. Whatever comes to your mind to be beneficial for you, you do that. This is the duty of a teacher, not a commander. Sri Krishna is not a commander, and he is not giving any commandment. He is explaining the situation. He is explaining what should be the dharma or duty in this situation. He is a teacher, and he leaves the decision on Arjuna and says, Yathechasi tatha kuru. We doubt teachings because they are coming in the packages of commandments. Therefore we doubt, why should you command me? Let my intellect decide what I should do. That is our right as wise people, Homo sapiens. We are wise to understand what is good for us. Leave that scope for us. Then we will be able to decide on this. This is one thing which is special about Hindu scriptures, that they do not ask you to follow the commandments blindly. You can learn things and do it. Faith is augmented by regular practice of questioning and performing, not only questioning but performing. When I have learned how to take care of this plant, then the teacher has said that these are the ways you can take care of the plant. Is it over there? I should start taking care of the plant. This is what is called practice. Faith will be grown after questioning if we set ourselves into action. That is what the idea which we have learned from the Gita, Sri Krishna has said, Abhyasena and Vairagyena. Abhyasena means constant practice. We remember when we were young children, there one yoga teacher used to teach us yoga. So he was teaching this halasana, just bending the legs and putting it behind your head. So he could do it, but at least for me, I was thinking that it was not possible. One day he caught hold of my legs and pressed it behind my head. I shouted, "Ah!" Then that was the training for whole life. I knew it was possible. And after 2 days when I came back, I did it myself. Because I practiced it again and again at home. That brought the confidence. When she pressed my legs and it touched the ground, but a little bit pain there. It is possible. If we don't do ourselves, then